Give it up now. We're not playing. Give it up. Brother Keston's glad to see you again. And we're going to talk about so many things that he has on his mind, and quite profound, to say the least. Brother Keston, let's roll. Talk to us.
Yes, well, it's good to be back here again. I am thankful for life, thankful to my Creator for all the good things and all the blessings and mercies.
Yes, indeed. Keep talking. I'm going to roll around a little bit, but keep
love
talking.
And kindness. So tonight we are going to be on a vibration that really means something.
Yes.
And it means a lot to me, so it should mean a lot to you, because this is about life and about the goodness. And so we have to define these different entities that is always fighting against us in the realm of white supremacy. So the thing is that is the vampires, all kind of vampires that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And all these vampires robbed us of energy continually, and you have them in every walks of life. Some of us really don't realize how powerful these vampires are. But they are there. And even when they don't realize that they are a vampire, because they have been used by the devil, we as a people, we have to understand the importance. We have to understand the importance of this entity that is called the devil, because he's the biggest energy vampire. And that energy vampire comes from within. Within you, within me, within each one of us, if we allow that energy vampire to come forth. You see, I give you an instant of that energy vampire. I was driving to work this morning. Okay? And here I am going down the road, me and my guys in the truck, going on about our business. I see a space in traffic. I put on my signal and I went over in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I hear a horn blowing really hard. And I'm thinking, like, what is this person blowing about? What is he getting upset about? Because I had the space to go over. And so when I see him, what he was doing, I said, okay, I'm not going to pay him any attention. And then I saw him almost hit another car to go around the car to get in front of me.
Crazy.
And then when he got in front of me, he got over in the lane where one car is driving right next to him and I'm behind the car. So if the car drive up, he drive up. And if the car slowed down, then he slowed down. Okay? So I start laughing, okay? Because I realized that this is an energy vampire. Because if I get into it with him, what is going to happen to me at that point?
That's right.
What is going to happen is by the time I get to work, I have no energy left. Because I allowed that vampire to pull all my energy out of me by getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and if I get upset with him and they start to play chicken in the road with the trucks, then guess what can happen? You see, somebody liable to get killed. You see, one person might liable to end up in prison. So you see how easy we allow that vampire or that devil from within to take over and sap our energy.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so we have to be wise. We have to let wisdom guide us. And that is the godly wisdom. We want the true energy, the true vibration to come into us.
That's right.
And one thing we need to understand where these vampires come from. These vampires can come from anywhere. It could be a brother, it could be a sister, it could be a wife, it could be anybody that is related to you, because they are being used by the devil and don't even realize that they are being used by the devil to suck your energy.
That's right.
You see, because the devil doesn't care who he uses. He doesn't care who he controls. As long as he controls you or me, it doesn't make any difference. So what we have to realize what is going on. As a person who have the true vibration, and realize that you are in a spiritual warfare, then instantly you have to laugh, because you realize that this devil is trying to make you into a devil.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
And so when you realize that and you say, okay, devil, I'm not going to allow you to come in.
Yes.
Because I have the God within already.
That's right.
You see the difference?
And that's a blessing to have that God within, and it will order your steps, and he's jealous of it because he can't have it and where it's going to take you, he can't bring you. So any confrontation with any entity like this is only going to bring you down. So if you let your ego get involved, and you have been blessed many times over, how bad would it be now all of a sudden you're on your way to do something progressive, to do something elevating, to do your job, what you love, and then you would end up in a sad reality almost, or probably in if his reality was wonderful and pristine, he would be doing all he can to protect it. But evidently we know how he's living. So when you have these haters come at you that way, know that their reality must not be that good for them, and they don't know how to achieve it. You don't know what he felt when he saw you. When he pulled up, he could have saw you half a mile down the road, cracking a joke with your fellas there on your way to the job, and said, look at this guy. I'm behind on child support. I don't even have my phone on. They cut that off. They cut my lights off. I caught my woman cheating. You know, certain parts of my body don't work. I can't stand it. To that. See,
Yes,
so
exactly.
you had the presence of mind to maintain and realize exactly what it was. And you're here today, enjoying this day without those problems that would have been on you unnecessarily because of confrontation with a satanic fool.
Exactly. And the thing is that we go to the workplace every day.
Mm-hmm.
Many of us, because we have jobs that we don't love, we don't even like.
Right.
We just there.
Right.
But you don't realize also that is an energy vampire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that energy vampire is draining you of your energy because
Yes.
you are in a place, you are in a building, you are with people who you don't want to be with, and you are with this job that is,
That's
you
right.
feel like it's a dead end, it's not going anywhere.
Right.
So your job can be an energy vampire. Okay.
Yes.
But the thing is, for us, when you become conscious, okay, and first of all, consciousness starts with you.
Yes.
You have to realize, okay, there is something wrong with the system that I'm living in. What do I need to do to step away from the system
Right.
and these energy vampires? So here is it now. You start cleaning your body up because, again, we're dealing with the temple of the living God. So when you clean your body up, which is the temple of the living God, okay, the food that you're eating, because you have to remember, the main energy vampire is the devil himself. When you
CEO.
move away from him, exactly, when you move away from him, okay, and start doing things the God way, because the God way is love,
Right.
okay? Like when you love, okay, like, you know, I have a good friend that, a wonderful friend that says to me about love. When I said that if you have to first love yourself before you can love God or anyone else. But think about it. How it says that you must put God first or love God first. But here's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Once you love you, you must love God.
Mm-hmm.
You must love your creator once you love you. It's automatic. Then once you love your creator, once you love yourself, you love your creator and you love everyone else around you because you're moving and walking in love now.
Yes.
You see, so everything in life become only the evil things in life, what you're going to recognize that they are the energy vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They are there. They are a force. But the force that walks with you is stronger than any other force. You know, sometimes we have the saying to say that the path of least resistance is a lonely road. But I'm going to clear that up because it's not a lonely road. Because you have the greatest personage in the universe walking with you or in front of you, leading the way. So it's not a lonely road. You are lonely of other humans because the fact is that they decide not to walk the path of least resistance, and especially those that you maybe want there the most.
Right.
But if you recognize, if any one of us that is walking that path, we have to see that there is something really wrong. So we have to check ourselves because we have the greatest force in the universe, the greatest personage in the universe that is walking with us, in front of us, everywhere around us. So therefore, how can that be lonely when you can talk to the creator of the universe? Sometimes you have a fellow man that you want to be around you and he cannot overstand you. Because he's saying these things that you are speaking is not what, it doesn't make any sense to me, because it cannot make any sense to him or her, because they are not on the same path that you are on. But the greatest personage in the universe is right there listening in and reasoning back with you. And when you realize that, then you come to a different frame of mind. So you have to realize that the energy vampire can use even you against your own self. You can be inside of your home, okay? You want to go somewhere. You know that you place your key right here, but you can't find the key. And so what's the first thing now? You start looking for the key. Maybe you do it calmly for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you really can't find the key. And then you start getting more upset. You see what happened? The energy vampire is taking over. Because you start cursing and swearing and going all getting upset, and before you know it, you're thinking like, what has happened to me? You see? But if you just calm yourself down and allow the true energy to come in, then you are able to just say, okay, let me calm myself. Let me find the key, because the key is there. And so just that calmness alone allow you to find that key or your glasses or whatever you're looking for. But once you continue to heighten the bad energy that just enter in, then you can't really find the key, because you cannot see anymore. Your eye become dark. You see? And that's what the energy vampire does. When the people around you start disagreeing with you when you know you're speaking truth, they are the energy vampire. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a family, it doesn't matter. You have to realize that they are there to suck your energy.
That's right.
To suck that energy that you have. And so that's what you have to realize. So it's important that you identify the energy vampire as soon as they come along. You see, in all kind of places, they are some of the biggest energy vampire.
Tell it.
Okay? Because they come to you and say to you, listen, we are going to teach you the word of God. You see, just like some religion will tell you, when you in this religion, you don't need to read no books. We will do the research for you. We will do this for you. We'll do. Ask yourself the question, why do they need to do all of this for me? Why can't I do it for myself? Because God gave me the same brain, the same size brain that they have. But the reality is, we allow them to suck us of our energy, take away our ability to think and reason for ourselves. And the Creator put us here on this planet that we are able to function, reason, look after ourselves. All we as people supposed to do is to reason with each other, as brothers and sisters, is to reason with each other and help each other. None of us need to preach to the other. But you see, because we allow the energy to continue to divide us, suck our energy, sometimes we don't feel like we have the energy to read the Bible. We don't feel like we have the energy to do some research. Why don't you have that energy? Because the energy vampire is poisoning you mentally, emotionally, physically, in every way that the energy vampire can. He's poisoning you through the food that you eat, the water that you drink. He's taking you from every angle and trying to destroy you. That is his only thing that he have to do in life, is to destroy. Anyone who like to destroy things or people are working for the energy vampire.
Yes.
Okay? Just like the system of white supremacy is strictly working for the energy vampire, because they are the energy vampire. Okay? They are sons and daughters of the energy vampire. When you find people that is putting down someone or doing things to someone that they feel like they are superior to, that is an energy vampire. They are draining you of the energy. You have to continue to fight every day to stay strong, because the enemy is constantly coming at you.
Mhm.
When you're at the dead-end job that you feel that you're in, okay, it's just the energy vampire sucking your energy. And it's
Yes.
only reason why you're there is because you haven't find yourself. It's only because you don't have knowledge of self. It's only because you don't allow the God within you to come out. Because if you did, you wouldn't be there. You see, because we are there because we are afraid. That in itself is an energy vampire, the fear that is within you.
Yes.
Because fear is not a godly thing. It is not a creative thing. It is a thing of the energy vampire. So we don't live in fear and walk in fear. Once we come to know the Creator, understand, overstand the Creator in the way that we need to, the Creator gives us the true energy. So you always
Yes.
feel alive. Just like when you eat the proper food, you instantly feel alive. Just like when you see those beans that you plant, or peas, or whatever you plant in the ground, those vegetables, when they burst up through the ground, look how beautiful they look. You can see the energy in them.
That's right.
Okay? When you eat those food, you can feel the energy within you. That is true energy. But the energy vampire, the food that he gives you, it make you feel way down. You eat some meat. Kind of meat you eat, but it's pressing you down. Because your energy is sapped. You don't feel right. You're thinking, I just eat, but how do I feel like this? But the food, that the true food, when you eat it, you see how good you feel. You are alive. You go back to work without even thinking about it. You don't feel like laying down underneath a tree to rest. You see, and if you don't find balance, you got to be careful, because you always just running here and there, because the food make you feel so much energy that you're always moving. But you have to realize that there's time to wind down, so you need to slow down on how much you're taking in. That your digestive system can rest.
Yes.
And get rejuvenated and ready for tomorrow again.
Cycle begins.
You see, we are people of the sun. Okay, just when the sun comes up, then we wake up. And when we start putting in that energy food within us, we feel alive. We don't feel like, hey, I don't want to go to the job today. Man, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling weary. No, when you wake up, it's like a flower. You go out in the morning. And even the ones that sleep at night, because people don't believe plants sleep, but they do.
Yes.
You see, they fold up their leaves. Some plant, the leaves are fold. And in the morning, they open up nice and wide when the sun hit them. That's the way we're supposed to be as humans. Because it's the true energy we want. We don't want energy vampire around us. Whenever they come, we have to push them off. You see, the shield, put on the complete suit of armor. And when you have on the complete suit of armor, you identify the energy vampires just like that, when they come your way. So you don't get upset. You deflect. You deflect. And they come, you deflect. So when you laugh and the energy vampire look at you, they're thinking, this person must be crazy, because here I am trying to do some bad things to them and they're laughing. This person have to be stupid. But they don't realize that you are not allowing them. You are not allowing that energy vampire to suck your energy. You see, so you have to come to that resolve within yourself. People say, okay, a lot of people look at me and say, oh, it's difficult to eat right. But I say to them, it is not. It is only difficult because you have been trained. You have been trained by these energy vampires. Okay? That this is the way you eat. Because in order to keep you in that same way, the same thought, the same mindset, the energy vampires feeding you with that food to keep you in that cycle. But once you step out of the cycle, because you have to ask yourself, What is making me sick all the time?
Yes.
Okay? So when people look at me and tell me that I'm sick, okay?
They tell you you're sick.
Right.
How are you sick?
You know, because the way you live in, or the way I'm living,
Right.
they think that is crazy to be trying to live that way, not to be eating all this energy vampire food. But you see, I have to see with them, because you see, again, that is what the enemy is doing. The enemy is sending them, you know, people that are close to you. The enemy is sending them to you to say, you know, to get you to kind of think, you know, man, maybe I should go out with my friends and go have a steak. But you see, when you can realize, now I allow myself to be in the hands of my creator.
Yes.
Okay? I'm not doing it. He is doing it. Because if you are depending on self, then you're going to fail. That's the reality. You can't depend on self. So you have to realize that it's the creator who is doing the leading. Again, because when he's there in your corner, in front of you, behind you, you see what I'm saying?
All around.
That's why he said, put on the complete suit of armor. Who's the complete suit of armor? He is the complete suit of armor. It's not you. It is him.
That's right.
Okay? So now you don't have to worry, because the complete suit of armor is on you. The creator from within is coming out. So the energy vampire cannot suck your energy, because the creator is not going to allow him to do that. Because you already put on the complete suit of armor. So the food that you're eating, the water that you're drinking, it is live. It is alive. You see, acidic. If we are acidic within ourselves, we must get sick. We must feel pain. We must feel all of these other things. The energy vampire knows that. Okay, you have to. Okay, let me give you an instant. These people that are feeding you the food that they know that is bad for you, okay? They didn't just get up one day and say, I'm going to start giving people this food. These people have been in laboratory for years, for centuries, for decades. They are running experiments on rats and monkeys and all different kind of animals. What they do, they create these food, and then they give it to these lab animals. And when they give them the good food, the lab animals, they live in peace together. When they give them this food, this vampire food, they tear each other apart. The rats, the mice, all of them. That's what they do.
Yes.
So we have to recognize that these people that is coming up with these genetically modified food didn't just start last week or last year. They just had to put it out on the market that they're doing it, but they've been doing this with us for decades and for centuries. It's just because of everything becomes so high-tech today, just as the internet, okay? And they know that people is going to start letting these secret out that has been there for centuries. Now they have to reveal it to you. How long has rice been around? Rice hasn't been around yesterday. Rice has been around for centuries upon centuries. And these rice, they continue to modify it in different forms. The only official rice is the wild rice. And the reason why it's wild, because it grows natural. It's a grain. And they take from that grain and make all these other rice that we eat.
So the wild rice is the one that you should be eating.
The wild rice is the one that you should be eating, because it's the only natural rice that is there. But many of us don't know that.
I'm through with brown rice.
You know,
wild rice only.
When you eat that wild rice, I'm going to tell you something. Okay. When you take that wild rice and you soak it in water, it pop open like a flower, just like the rest of the beans, the grains. If you take, and trust me, you can go experiment on this for yourself. Take any other rice that you get and soak it in water for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, and see if it will open up. It will not open up. All you will see is white coming off there, because that's the starch that they use to make it, because starch is a binder. So what they use the starch to do is to make two stuff bind together. Okay? Starch is not from God. Nothing that God create have starch in it. Nothing. So if you're eating food and it has starch, it is not a created food.
Wow.
Anything that has starch is not a created food. You can go check it out for yourself and you will see. It is not a created food
Mm-hmm.
because God does not make stuff with starch. Starch is poison, cyanide poison. Okay? Look at Chinese people. When they walk bend over because they eat so much starch, rice. That's what it does to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And all of that cyanide poisoning that you're putting in your body, these food, it is making you having these problems with your brain. You can't remember things. You having Alzheimer's and all these different things. It is the food that you're eating. It is not a godly food. Godly food does not do that. These are foods of the energy vampire.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to stay away from the foods of the energy vampire. You see, just like the dairy product, what does it do? It fills your system up with mucus. And that is what, if you think I'm kidding, go and eat some ice cream tonight. And when you wake up in the morning and you go to the bathroom, see how much mucus is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so we have to realize what is the energy vampire doing to us.
Mm-hmm.
Mucus is what causes disease. That's why you have these pains in your joints and all these different things. All these ailments that you're suffering from. It is because of the dairy product is building up all this mucus in your system.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the main culprit that they use. Oh, the cheese, and this cheese is so good. And it tastes good, but it's poison. When I was growing up, the saying was, what is bitter to the mouth is sweet to the belly.
Yeah.
So if what is sweet to the mouth, what is it? Bitter to the belly.
That's right.
So the reality is they give us this food and it tastes good, but it's destroying us. Because the energy vampire is about to destroy you and I, or any one of us who allow him to do so. He's telling you how nutritious these things are. But if you go to your doctor, ask your doctor how much hours of nutrition did he study in school to be a doctor? And he will tell you probably about 4 hours. Your doctor is not a nutritionist. Okay? That's what the energy vampire is doing to you, is robbing you of your energy. And the medicine that you are taking, it is destroying you. Because the energy vampire sees to it. I have a friend of mine. He have high blood sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he is gone to his doctor for many years, and his doctor is telling him, listen, we can't find out why everything else is normal. Okay? But we can't find out why you have this high blood sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So they're giving him all kind of medication. So I said to him, well, what are they giving you the medication for? If they can't tell what is wrong with you, what are they giving you the medication? Well, they say, well, my problem is it is genetic. It's coming. But he said, nobody else in my family have this problem. What does that say to you? So my advice to him, you got to stop eating what you're eating and you got to cleanse your body. You got to cleanse your body. You got to try to get rid of this food that you're eating. Once you cleanse your body and start eating right, you will see that go away. Because a lot of the things that we eat and we think that is good,
Mm-hmm.
when you start doing some research on the food that they are telling you that is good for you, that you're seeing on television, or I should call it the vampire, because it is one of the biggest vampire that you have right in your home. Where do you think when your kids want to go to McDonald's, soon as they can say mommy and daddy, the next word is McDonald's or Burger King or any one of these fast food places, but those are the main culprit. And when the children eat that food, then guess what will start happening to them?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a part of the energy vampire. Those food does not give you any energy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
It strips you.
There you go. That's why when you eat those food, you feel like go sit down underneath a tree or lay down someplace.
That's right.
That's the energy vampire that is robbing you.
And that's, I'm going to say half the word, itis. You know the first part of the word. And these foods, like you said, Brother Keston, they rob you. It's almost like when we take a candy bar, like say, for example, I haven't eaten these things in so long.
Right.
One with nuts in it and whatever, and they say it's good for the energy. A Snickers, right?
Yes.
When you take a Snickers, you don't know if those are genetically modified nuts in there, which I'm assuming they are, right? You got a ton of sugar in there, a ton of caramel. But many people don't know that with the refined sugar, to digest that refined sugar, you need B vitamins with it. Anything in nature that has a higher natural sugar content has the B vitamins to go along with it, and also the fiber to slow down the rate of digestion. So the sugar that's in that natural thing doesn't rush you. There's no fiber in a Snickers bar, so it rushes you. Also, with refined sugar, there are no B vitamins to go along with it. Maybe a trace in the nuts, but not proportionate to digest the sugar safely into your body. So guess what? When you eat the Snickers bar and feel the rush of sugar and think you have a sustained source of energy, the B vitamins that are lacking in that Snickers bar to digest are being leached out of your body. So you get the rush temporarily, but you've reduced the B vitamins in your body for it to be digested. And anybody who knows B vitamins are water soluble, like vitamin C. Now, the natural stuff now, not the synthetic stuff, the Centrum and the stuff that you get in the stores, that you should not be taking. And I just recently learned a lot from Brother Keston recently, and that's why I haven't even touched those synthetic vitamins that are up on my shelf. I'm going to hit that store, me and Mr. Scurv, and we're going to get those natural things that you got there. But they give us a partial advertisement. You need energy? Here. Everything is too easy in this modern society to rob us of our energy and, in essence, rob us of our life so that we cannot serve our families, our communities, our world, and live an optimal life like we are supposed to. I have never felt better than I have now. I mean, it's been decades. My head is clear, my body feels good, and I'm surrounding myself with the positive energy and avoiding the negative people like the plague. And like Pretty Nikki said in the chat room, she's taking her energy back. It's yours. God gave it to you to do whatever it is that you need to do that he signs off on. We have free will. It doesn't matter to him what we do, right? As long as it's something that he signs off on. If we enjoy this or enjoy that, do it. But do it. And when you do something sincerely like that, it feeds people around you. They get drawn to you. They see your enthusiasm. Well, how is this guy this particular age and he's not worn down? And going back to the jobs, there are people on my job that wonder where in the heck is Scurv getting this enthusiasm from. He's driving the same bus 10 and a half hours a day, stuck behind that seat. How can he have this enthusiasm? Because my mind is free. I have other things. My body is there. So I don't partake in the same hopeless waltz and sing along and dance that they do. Oh, so many years of retirement. Oh, we didn't get the 25-cent raise. What are we going to do? It sucks. The passengers suck. And going into do their hours, they have such a negative mentality as they clean off the bucket of KFC. And they don't even bother to get a cup to drink the Coca-Cola. They have the 3-liter, and by the time they're done, hey, baby, Bill, you want this? I got a little bit left, and it's half soda and half spit. What kind of lives are you living? Coming into the lounge on a break, looking in the refrigerator and eating somebody's pork that's three days old. Pork? 3 days old? Shoot, I don't even eat vegetables 3 days old. You know what I mean? So when we're around these people, like Brother Keston said, we got to put on the whole armor. Do I see Mr. Scurv over there coming over here? Grab that seat and slide over here. So if you want the mic, plug the mic up for you too, because we got to get you on doing these little cameo appearances. But yes, even when you're amongst them, doesn't mean that you have to think like them. You see what I mean? You can be, I'm around negative people all day long, and they throw little negativities at me, and I visible shield on me, the whole armor, and it bounces off, and they just think they have me drained down, and I can come in physically a little fatigued because, you know, the body needs rest, but my mind is raring to go with positivity. Like that brother on the football field who ran across and they tried to get him and fell and he dipped and dodged or whatever, and he got the touchdown. And when I get home in the studio, I'm doing the dance. Brother Keston, keep going. Let me get this thing going on here.
Yeah, you know, so that is very important that we recognize and realize that these are many different sources. There are many different sources that will rob us of our energy. But we have to identify each and every one of them on a daily basis and weed them out. You know, it's just like when you grow in a garden. You have to get in there. Once the plant reaches to a certain stage, you have to get in there and start to do weeding. And you have to weed out all of the bad plants that are in there, all of the weeds that are trying to choke out the plant. So we have to get in there and get serious. Remove the weed and let your plant be able to prosper. So the same thing that we have to do. We have to remove the energy vampire from within our circle. If you have friends that you are associating with, and when you leave them, and when you leave the conversation, you feel like somebody just suck all your energy. Those are people that you don't need in your life. They're not good for you. They are dangerous. Because eventually, if you stay in that realm or in that circle, you're going to become an energy vampire.
That's right.
They are going to invite you into their realm. So you have to remove them from out of your company. So when you realize that these people, these energy vampire, like I said, sometimes they are in your personal home. They could be your family. You have to be truthful to yourself. You see, what are they doing? Sometimes you go to your family reunion or these different places, and when you realize what is going on there, you have to say to yourself, why am I here? Because the people are there to suck or sap your energy. If that is the purpose that you are around them, what is your purpose in life? So if we are going to live the godly purpose or the godly way that we need to live, that's why when I say to people, some people might get upset with me when I say I don't believe in religion. Because religion is an energy vampire, and one of the biggest energy vampire. We have to be truthful to ourselves. Okay? The God way is the way of life. It is the way of life. It is the way of true life. It is the way of true energy. Because when we as people live the God way of life, and we have that true energy, you can feel it. You can see the difference. You can see it in your body. You can see it in your appearance. You can feel the vibration. When the person that is living a true godly life come around you, you can feel the vibration. Make no mistake about it. You can see them in the street. Okay? For instance, when you start eating clean, I know a lot of black people, and I'm not making this up because I've seen it. A lot of black people will not look a white person in the eye. They will not do it. Why? Because we are fearful. Because we have been sucked. All our energy has been sucked out of us to think and feel that way. But when you change up your diet and you are no longer being fed upon by the energy vampire, now they are the ones that don't look you in the eye. Because they realize that you are not afraid anymore. You're not intimidated by their presence, because they are not your Jesus or your God anymore.
Or their president.
All of that too. You're not intimidated. You're not sucked in by that.
That's right.
Okay? Because you stand up because you see a man or you see a woman. The real man. So, as I said, fear is not a godly thing. It is not a godly quality. When people say fear God, they don't even tell you. You can get it confused. A godly fear is a wholesome fear. Mm-hmm. It is fear of displeasing your creator. That's basically what it's saying. It's not fear that God is going to kill you.
He made you. He loves you.
It's a healthy fear of displeasing your creator. Because you love him and he loves you.
Locked.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so that's what you have to realize. Not allowing the energy vampire to do these things to you, because they are how to destroy you,
Mm-hmm.
to destroy the relationship that you have with your creator. So you want to make sure that you don't allow them to do that. Because you feed your mind with the right food. When the energy vampire come, you deflect.
Right.
Because you have the suit of armor on. The God within is there. He is your suit of armor. So when you go to church and people say, put on the complete suit of armor from God. What is the complete suit of armor from God? They don't explain that to you. They don't tell that to you.
Mm-hmm.
That the complete suit of armor is God himself. Okay? Because he is the one who is your shield. You see, who is the helmet? You see, so you have to realize the importance. You see, so we have to realize that we cannot allow these energy vampires to come in and deceive us in our way of thinking. Because when we become awakened, which I every day hope all my brothers and sisters will become awake. I wish every day that each and every one of us will come to our senses and realize that we need to turn away from the energy vampires that are sucking us dry. We're on these jobs. We can turn things around very easily. We are living in some critical times. We have to realize what is going on around us every day. We need to know, we need to understand. You see, that the enemy is how to destroy us. And he's in the full mood of destruction. We just have to look at the world that we're living in today. And we have to come to the realization that is not man's time anymore. We are living in the Creator's time. He is going to wipe out all the energy vampires. So we don't want to be one of them. We want to be conscious. We want to come to full realization and say, yes, I'm not going to allow the devil within to come out and suck me and rob me of my energy. It's very, very important that we realize that. You see, when the world is spinning out of control, then you won't be spinning out of control. The system that you're living in today, it is going out of control. You see, people are telling you how this and how that and how busy and this and that everything is. People are saying the time is going faster and faster. But you know, it is still 12 months in the year. But the reality is, the Creator himself is speeding up time. Because the energy vampire knows that his time is coming to an end. And his main goal is to destroy you, to destroy me, to destroy everyone. Okay? And we have to realize that is not the many, it's not the mass of man. We're not here to do a mass conversion or trying to do a mass conversion. Okay, because the Creator already tell us that is few that is taking the narrow and cramped road. It is not the many. Because people don't want the path of people don't want the path of least resistance. They don't want that. And that is the way the Creator set before us. We have to choose to be on his path. You don't even have to choose to be on the energy vampire's path. Because the energy vampire, you don't have to do nothing. And if you don't do nothing, you're still on his path. But when you're on the true vibration, when you're on the path of uprightness, you see, you move. You're moving upstream like a salmon. See? If you ever sit down and watch a documentary with a salmon and see how they just sliding upstream, it might look difficult to you and me. But you know what? They have a purpose. They have a goal. They don't have a dream, okay? Because we don't believe in dreams. That is not a reality. They have a purpose. You and I need also to have a purpose. So we need to be like the salmon that is swimming upstream. Even though it seems difficult, we have a goal. And our goal is to be where the Creator wants us to be. Our goal is to carry out His purpose, not the energy vampire's purpose. You see, if you are an energy vampire, guess where you're going to be swimming? Downstream. Because everything goes down easy. Along with all the filth and all the garbage that is going down. You don't see garbage go up river. It doesn't. Okay? It doesn't go up there. Can't. Doesn't have the energy. Anything that doesn't have true energy does not swim upstream. So if you want to have the true energy, you have to avoid the energy vampires. And you have to continue to do what your Creator wants you to do. Eat right. And see how well you will vibrate. Drink right, and you will see how well you vibrating.
Thank you, Kelvin.
You see, because your food is going to become food of life. That's what you need to fight the energy vampire. When you go on these jobs, that is causing you to be in a state of mind. When you start eating the right food, you know what you start to do? You will still go to that job, but you start to deflect.
Yes.
You're not afraid anymore. Yes. Okay? You're not thinking about what is this person thinking about me? What is that person thinking about me? Because you don't care anymore what they think. You see, you're only concerned about the energy vampire because you don't have the energy to deal with them. So you give in to them. You see, when you walk away from that energy vampire and start eating right and living right, then guess what? The energy vampire have to go. So you will be right there where they are. And they will be the one to run away from you.
They see
instead
you
of you want to run away from them.
Yes.
You see, because they start sensing that it's true and the real energy is coming true. So now there's nothing that the energy vampire can do to you, because right now in this situation, you start thinking like, wow, why is this person not bothering me anymore? Why is this person not getting up in my face anymore?
Yes.
Because they realize that they can't overpower. You know, because anytime you start doing this, when you start eating the right way, one thing you're going to notice that people start looking at you different. You're going to start to feel it. You're going to start to see it. That people are looking, it's like they start drawing away from you because like something is wrong with you, because they sense that you are not eating that food that is sucking your energy just like them.
Yes.
At first, they will try to do things to you, but the more you do this and start to receive the real vibration,
that's right,
then the energy vampire, they start push away from you. You'll have some so-called friends that, you know, they used to come around a lot.
Hey, Keston, here's a piece of cake, man. I got this really nice cake, man. You want a piece?
Exactly.
Why not?
Here you go.
Oh, man, just one bite won't hurt.
You see, and all of a sudden, they just disappear. They just disappear. They don't want to be your friends anymore because they can't stand the energy. They can't stand the presence of the vibration that is coming from you.
Yes.
Because your vibration is righteous. And their vibration is robbing them and want to rob you of any kind of happiness or peace of mind. So when you step away from that, those people will not be your friends anymore. They will not be the person to bother you anymore, because they can't stand in the presence of true vibration. They can't stand in the presence of the real sun. Okay? You see, like some people, when they go out in the sun, they have to run away from the sun because they can't stay there long.
Right.
We are children of the sun. And if we allow the sun to come in, which is the true vibration and the true energy, the energy vampire cannot stand it.
You hear that, Loretta Miller? You can't stay in the sun too long. We know who you are.
You see, so the reality is, it stings, it burns. So when you, who are the real children of the sun,
yes,
okay, who can live in the sun 24/7 and it doesn't affect you, that tells you something about you. It tells you something about the energy that you can put forth.
That's right.
The vibration that you can put forth. But many of us is running from it. We are running from it when we should welcome it. That's the reality. That's why we are not living the way we're supposed to be living, because we are running away from the true light, the true vibration, the thing that gives us the true energy. The food that the Creator creates, it has to grow in the sun. It needs the sun, it needs the rain. It doesn't need a lab. It doesn't need fertilizers. It doesn't need none of these artificial things. Put everything here, that the true food that's going to make you vibrate grow. See, so sometimes we're living at places where there is no food growing, then something is wrong. You don't need to live there. See, there must be where food can grow, sunlight. That is a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. You see, people who don't have the sunlight constantly, what happened to them? They depress because they can't develop or get any good energy. You see, so we need the sun because we are children of the sun. We are children of the real energy. You see, so don't allow this energy vampire to deceive you, to control you, to make you think that you are less than. You see, we have to stand up, take action, take control of ourselves, because no one is not going to do it for us. I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. But we can help each other.
Yes.
We can encourage each other. We can reason together. I don't want to be a preacher. I don't want to be a pastor. There's no need for those things. Each one teach one. That's what we're here for. You encourage me, I encourage you.
That's right.
If I fall down, you pick me up.
That's right.
If you fall down, then I pick you up.
It's a wonderful feeling.
Okay? That's what we are here for. We are not the Cain who says that I'm not my brother's keeper. So we have to stop living in that self-driven world of the energy vampire. We are our brother's keeper. You see, we as black people, every chance we get, we look down on each other. Why we do that is because of the energy vampire. Because the energy vampire knows that if we as a people unite, then it's over for him. It's game over. So we have to come to that true consensus and realize what the enemy is doing. The enemy is causing us to destroy each other. And it's going on right around the world with black people. We are killing each other for the energy vampire. Look in Chicago. What is happening to young black people, the young black men? They are killing each other because of the energy vampire. The energy vampire is out to destroy us. And he's using us to do the job for him.
Yes.
Because we believe in the energy vampire. Well, we take our money and buy guns. What is that doing for us? How is that benefiting us? You see, the simplest thing we need, we are ready to kill each other. Instead of we reason together, instead of we talk together, instead of we realize how important it is that we just work out our petty differences. Nothing that is going to cause any harm to anyone. But we allow the energy vampire to come so far into our life that we don't have no God within us. The children of God do not have any God within them. Isn't that a sad state of affair? then how do we expect the world to be transformed? How do we expect the world to get better? The world cannot get better if we, as the children, do not reflect the Father. We have to reflect the Father and drive away the energy vampire. Each and every one of us have the lock and key for the devil. We do. Don't deceive yourself. You have the powers to put that devil under lock and key. So anytime you feel that enemy within you try to come out and try to cause you to do things that you know that is going to cause you problems and difficulties, drive away the energy vampire. Drive away the energy vampire. It's not good for you. Every time you're going to talk bad about one of your brothers and your sister, run away the energy vampire. Because what is the energy vampire doing? He's setting you up. You see, so that's what we have to do. We have to get rid of that energy vampire. And in order for us to do so, we need the right kind of food within us. We have been eating the wrong kind of food too long. You see, I know I keep saying this, but it's very, very important that we learn how to eat the natural plants that has been put here. You look at an elephant, you look at donkeys and horses and all these different animals that are nothing but vegan. You look at them. Look how shiny and how clean they look. You see, when you do that, then you will feel the difference. They don't have no problem running. You ever see a horse have a problem running? He doesn't eat any meat. You ever see a donkey have a problem running? No, he doesn't eat any meat. You see, look at goat. Any one of these animals you want to talk about, that all they eat is the natural live plants of the earth. Our teeth are designed like theirs. What does that tell you? We're not carnivores. We're not natural carnivores. People come up with these ideology. People come up and tell us these things, and we believe them because we call them presidents and leaders and all kind of name we give to them. What does God say? And then they take it and put it in the Bible also and tell us that these things are good for us. See, the Bible is a good book. Okay, the Quran is a good book, but people turn these good book, these messages from the Creator, they turn them into religious symbols. They turn them into religious book. Okay, the Bible is not a religious book. The Bible is a message from the Creator to His people. Just like the Quran is a message from the Creator to His people, continually in the ways of uprightness. But man has taken these books and associate them with a religion. And religion is what is causing division and strife throughout the world. We don't want to fool ourselves. We want to recognize it's not religion, it's about love. What did Jesus say? He said, I'm giving you a new commandment that you love each other just as I love you. Mm-hmm. If you love your brother, you're not going to steal. If you love your brother, you're not gonna do all these bad things to him.
That's right.
See, if we love, because that's what the Creator, He creates each and every one of us out of love. That's what He put us here for. If we love, we're gonna take care of each other. We're not gonna be bitter with each other. We're gonna have different exchanges. We're gonna agree to disagree.
Yes.
But we're not gonna take a gun and shoot each other. That's not love. Mm-mm. That's satanic. You see, that's a vampire. What is a vampire? Think about vampire. When we use the terminology vampire, okay, a tick on a cow. Okay, The cow does not get any benefit from the tick. It is just sucking the blood, and it will suck the cow until it just drop dead. That's the same thing energy vampire does to us. It sucks us until we drop dead because it's accomplished its purpose. Its purpose is to destroy. That's a vampire. Recognize the vampire. Move them away from you. Because if you don't, they will destroy you. Because it's nothing but devil. That's all it is. So we want to walk away from energy vampires. When you see them in the car and they are doing these crazy things and cutting you off, don't get upset with them. Don't get upset with them. Just calm yourself. I know what this is all about. Let them go. Because the moment that you push yourself into that situation, the energy vampire has got you.
That's right.
It's subtle. It's very, very subtle. The way the energy vampire works. You start cursing, putting your finger up, and next thing you know, guns are drawn. Okay? It's just like sometimes you may be driving down the street. A police officer stop you. He's an energy vampire. He's going to try to draw you out. What do? Calm yourself down. See? Throw water on the fire. Don't let the energy vampire rob you. So in many cases, we will experience the energy vampire. But we have the antidote for the energy vampire. We can get rid of that energy vampire just like that. But if you allow him to overpower you, you see, we are stronger than the energy vampire, but he can overpower you because you let your guard down. And the energy vampire come in and rob you. You come up empty. You see, very easily. So you have to always be on guard. A good swordman is always on guard. When he's in battle, he's always on guard. He's playing defense, offense. Defense, offense. Because the enemy can come from anywhere and strike. You see, so you have to be prepared for the energy vampire. And the only way to be prepared for the energy vampire is to sharpen your mind. And how do you sharpen your mind? Is by eating right. And when you eat right, the God within you will come out. And he will give you a suit of armor that you can fight off the energy vampire. Because your awareness is going to become heightened. It's going to be alert. And you will be ready to deal with the energy vampire. You go home, you feel good. You don't feel drained. You don't feel like, man, I'm not going, I can't go back to this job tomorrow. You know, but you get up tomorrow out of bed, dragging your and saying, you know what? I need the job. You see? When you do the right thing and eat the right food, then you get up in the morning and you bounce off the bed because you know what you have to do, or you know what you need to do. You see, I was listening to an interview with this singer called Chronixx, and he was talking about, like singers and how these singers that they really don't love what they do. But they are backed up in a corner basically because it's a job and they gotta make money, they gotta eat. But they don't really love what they do. And he was saying, well, you can imagine how difficult that is. And I think oftentimes about it, how difficult it is for people who go into some place all the time that they don't love. And they think that there is no other way out. But you see, when you trust in your creator, he show you that there's several way out. It is always a way out. But you have to really trust him. When he said, listen, jump, don't hesitate. Because if you hesitate, the energy vampire grabs you and say, come back. Don't go. You see, so that's what you have to realize. You have to realize, look, I'm trusting in my creator because he says to trust in him. As he said, look, if I provide for the birds and for the lilies of the field who do not toil or spin, and yet look how beautiful they are. He says, not even Solomon in all his glory was adorned as one of these. So you imagine if Solomon was the richest man that ever lived, was not as adorned as one of these. What a wonderful thing that is. So he's saying to you that if you trust in him, and he create the birds, he create the lilies of the field, okay? But he didn't create them the way that he created you. He created you in a special way. He says, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Imagine that. So who do you think he rather to provide for? Is it the birds or the lily, or it is you? The difference is you. So God is not setting us up because he doesn't make weak people. He does not make weak people. People become weak because the energy vampire has sucked them dry. That's the only reason why you feel weak. You see, so you have to recognize that you have the energy. It's there. It hasn't gone anywhere. Because the true source of energy, who is providing light and life, never goes anywhere. So once you clean out the house with the biggest broom that you have, drive out the energy vampires, then he will come in and give you true energy, and you will blossom like a flower, and you will live in his righteous world because he's within. That's how you get rid of the energy vampires.
Amazing. Well, come on now. You know he dropped it. And what more can we say? Oh, there's so much more that we can say, but it's like we get fed in increments and we feed each other. And I'm just so thankful for Brother Keston to come and spend this time and share with what's on his mind. And this collective thing that we do, it's just so wonderful. I'm just so glad to serve and help out in any way I can. And everybody who has contributed in any way, whether it's by funds or sharing the link or coming into the show and sharing your enthusiasm or even calling in. I appreciate it because it's energy and we're building energy. We have enough out there trying to take from us. But when we have these sit downs here that are not scripted, it just comes to Brother Keston and he comes and shares it with us. And I tell you, it's having a profound effect on me, not even just what we do here, but having him so close in my inner circle as family. And I'm blessed because of it. And also you too, Mrs. Scurv, you know that. But we're going to wrap this up right now. I want you to really meditate on what he had to say. You all know what to do, to share, to download the app, to, give us a call or a text, 407-590-0755. Yes, that is my real number. And I apologize for earlier when we had the heckler who kept calling and ringing the phone as we had Instagram on. Now we're back on Instagram. We're across all social media platforms. Any ideas or things that you want us to talk about, please do. We talk to everybody as long as we're respectful and as long as you don't flip out when I mention the word reparations. Anyway, wait a second. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to watch these devils. Mrs. Scurv, wrap it up for us. Look, you're over there bringing me water. Look pretty. Come on, don't be shy. She's the one who's on fire. See, when you strike it the wrong way, she's on fire. You know she brings that fire. Come on, your mic is open, I think. You want us to drop it down? Oh, she's in the shy mode today. But, you know, tomorrow something will tick her off and she'll, you know, do her thing. But anyway, it's a pleasure. We're going to wrap this down, and we might be back on later on to talk about a little bit of boxing. All this week, we're going to throw down on some shows. I have an event to go to. It's going to be a negative event here in Orlando, Florida. And everywhere we go, we'll bring you. And as far as our speculations and plans, we'll keep that quiet, but it's going to be special. We love you all. Sorry to end it so abruptly. There will be more. And take care. We love you. Bye-bye.
Yes.